Hey, what's up? I'm Aaron Cohn. I race with the AFM. Please come out and race with us. I'm with Eric Kondo's racing team. That's my source of training and support. I also ride with Volant Vivere Track Days, your first-class ticket to an exclusive track experience. This is 350 SuperSport. I'm riding my SuperStock R3. I was sick on Saturday and didn't put in a qualifying lap, so we're gridded dead last. At the front of the grid, we have Mark Lowe and Pao Vang. Also a newcomer named Isaiah on what looks like an RC390. Now we won't dwell on the fact that the RC390 is not eligible for this class, well, as long as he doesn't win, anyway. So here we go, flying into turn 1. We've got a good start here, and we're up into, I think, 4th place behind Mark, Isaiah, and Pao. And that's a nice move from Isaiah to get underneath both Pao and Mark at the same time into turn 2. I've never seen this guy ride before. Looks aggressive, and I haven't raced against an RC390 yet, so I'm not sure what to expect from that bike. Oh, here comes that Sushi around the outside, my teammate in the EKR team. And now that's a good move as we got stuck behind Isaiah, but he's too close to the curbs and has to check up. It was a little bit sketchy getting past him there, but I trust that Sushi to keep his bike under control. Dropping down the back of turn 5, and it looks like Isaiah is starting to build a little bit of a gap. Is he going to be a problem for us? We're coming through the fast part of the track now, and that gap is already disappearing. So maybe the RC390 is good in the slower sections of the track, not as fast as the R3 in the high-speed sections. And I got a little too close to Mark in turn 8 and had to back off, and that's messed up my drive going up the hill, so I can't attack him now. I'll have to wait for another opportunity, maybe down at turn 10. Whoa, Atsushi's making a great pass around the outside, taking advantage of me being a little too slow into turn 9. I'm impressed. I haven't seen Atsushi fighting at the front before. He could be a contender for the podium here. I usually get people on the brakes into turn 10, but we're not close enough this time. And it's a short run to turn 11, so the pass isn't happening there either. We're coming to the back straight now, so it's time to get small and try to find a slipstream. I tend to suffer a bit going down the back straight. Too much ice cream, I guess. But I did okay this time, and we're not too far away. Now Atsushi's missed the apex at turn 14 and left the door wide open. What can I do except capitalize on the mistake? Coming out of 15 onto the front straight, and it looks like we're right about the RC390 being a little bit down on top speed. Maybe Isaiah's gearing is not right, so we're up to 3rd here. He didn't look too happy. He was shaking his head as we went by. That's the end of lap 1. 2:13 is not a fast lap time by any means, but we got 5 left. And now Mark's taking a narrow line into turn 1, so as again we take advantage of a mistake, we're up into 2nd place. And the pace is starting to heat up. And now we're closing in on Pao as well. I see an opportunity into turn 3, and I'm going to take it. 4 passes in 5 corners, and I've gone from last place to 1st place in a lap and some change. Now it's time to put our heads down and see if we can build a gap. Now we're coming down the hill into turn 6, and this is an important corner for the lap as it leads you into a very fast section of the track, so it's critical to carry speed through here and get a nice exit. I'm taking this turn in 4th, and I'm using the whole track on entry and exit to carry as much speed as possible. Once you're out of 6, all you can do is go full gas. And then it's all about timing the entry into 8 so you can hit that apex at wide open throttle. And here comes Pao getting a run on us through 8. Is he going to show us a wheel? He's not close enough to do it in turn 9, and we've closed the door on him, and now we're taking advantage of the downhill here to assist with the acceleration as we exit in 5th gear. You can see he's thinking about the pass coming down the hill into turn 10, but I'm later on the brakes. We might get another opportunity going down the back straight. I'll have to focus on getting the best possible drive out of 11. I don't want him sitting on my rear wheel coming onto the back straight because that can easily set him up for a slipstream, and then I become a sitting duck. Wide into 14. Is that just opening the door for Pao? We need to get a good drive onto the front straight. It looks like we have a small gap, so hopefully we avoid the slipstream again as we're coming up the front straight. Powell's gaining, but he's not close enough to make a move into turn 1 as we finish the second lap. And that was a 2:08 flat. That's more like it. I think we could still do better. Now I'm seeing a rider from the 450 class coming up ahead. Maybe this is an opportunity to put him between me and the rest of the pack. We're going to go around the outside here. And that's worked beautifully. Powell was very tentative passing around the outside of 3, and Atsushi's gotten stuck behind him as well. Now we're coming again to this crucial portion of the lap. And I've rushed it into turn 6, and that's going to limit the acceleration slightly as we hesitate on the gas, avoiding going off the track. I think the speed into turn 6 was good. We just need to turn the bike a little sooner or a little bit quicker. And it's the same thing with turn 8. The speed was fine. We just got it turned a little bit late. I didn't have to back out of the gas though, so I think we kept it up. And there's another rider from the 450 class coming up here. Depending on where we run into him, this could be good or this could be not so good. Him a little bit coming here down the back straight, but we're not that close. With any luck, we'll catch him on the way out of 15. Oh no, this is bad. This is very bad. Oh, we got totally blocked, and that's allowed Powell and Atsushi to close right up on us. Now at this point, all I know is that I was slow through 14 and 15. I do not know how close these guys are. I can't see them. I'm just focusing on what's in front of me and plotting my pass into turn 1. I was able to make the pass around the outside of turn 1 and keep these guys behind me, but we probably lost a second and a half on that lap due to traffic. Atsushi's pushing hard. He's a little bit wide into turn 2. It's a long corner and he's cut it back for the exit. Now we make our way into the off-camber turn 3, and it's so easy to run in too hot here and lose the front. Now he's actually out driving me out of 3. But there's no room to make a pass into 4, at least not from that far back. If he had been a little more patient, he might have been able to get me into turn 5, but now he's got behind me going back down the hill, and I'm very good on the exit of turn 5. And it's not easy to make a pass in the backside of the track here. Usually on the R3, your best bet is to stay close through 6, drop just a couple meters back through 7, and then try to get a run at full gas coming through 8. Now if you're too close through 8, then you have to shut the throttle, and there's no way you're going to have the speed to make a pass going up the hill. And that's what happened to us on the first lap behind Mark Lowe. So Atsushi's not close enough coming into 9, and now it'll be a drag race going down the hill. We're good on the brakes going into 10. He's not able to gain any ground here. Got a nice drive coming out of 11, but is it enough to keep him out of the slipstream on the back straight? Just look at that slipstream he's getting as we get into the entry of turn 14, but we're late on the brakes and we still have the lead coming onto the front straight. Let's see if we can keep it. Gosh, they both drafted me. Powell went the wrong way. He probably could have passed us both if he had went for the inside. Alright, let's see what Atsushi's got. We're crawling all over him in turn 2. The outside pass wasn't there. Let's see what he's got in 3. Here we go. We got him on the brakes. Alright, let's see if we can gap him again. Look at the drive we're getting down the hill out of 5. Beautiful. Nice and tidy through 6 this time. A little bit wide through turn 8. That's no big deal. We just need to keep the gas open. On a faster bike, that mistake would be costly. Still not great to miss apexes here, but with the lower speeds of the R3, we can still be at full throttle and have room to spare, so it's not going to hurt the lap time very much. He's close coming down the hill. We need to make time here or he might get us on the back straight. Nice, we outdrove him a little bit coming out of turns 10 and 11. Let's hope that gives us some breathing room to keep the position coming into 14. Not as much of a slipstream here, but he's closing in on the brakes. And he's right in our pocket coming into 15. Okay, we've got some riders here from the other classes. Let's see how this plays out. There's the white flag. This is the last lap. Yikes. Okay, he almost got me into turn 1 there, but I was fast enough to hold him off, thankfully. 2:07.4, that's a good lap, but Atsushi's still right there with me. This is a good race so far. We have another rider coming up here. Again, this could be amazing or it could be a disaster. We're catching him quick. We've got to get this done in 3. Must pass here or we're in trouble. And he's nearly closed the door on us. But does Atsushi get stuck behind him? No, he doesn't. He's made the pass around the outside, and that's showed some commitment. We do have a little bit of a gap to work with now. Let's see if we can keep that on the back section of the track. And look at that, another nice drive down the back of the hill. This is how we win the race. Now we're building speed out of 6. Full gas into 7. It's hardly a turn on the R3, more of a bent straight. And even in turn 8, we're just barely kissing the tarmac with the knee sliders on the way through there. That's a little bit wide in 9. Now we just need to be careful here and bring this lap home nice and smooth. We don't want to let him in. This section is important, but the drive out of 11 is absolutely critical if we're going to keep the distance on the way back down the straight. Where's that sushi at? I have no idea. And the suspense is killing me. Doesn't look like he's going to be close enough to get us into 14. He's good on the brakes here into 14. But he gives away a little bit on the exit. And that might just be his victory chances going out the window here. Alright, we're at full gas. Get tucked, stay small, and pray. And the checkered flag is out. And that's a win in 350 SuperSport. And we finished with another 2:07, so that was a good pace we were running. That was close. The gap was just under 1/10 of a second. He had me worried. That's really cool to see Atsushi up at the front here. That's an EKR 1-2. Hell yeah. That was a nice race though. Yeah, this is what it's all about. You never know who's going to show up on a Sunday. Now, if you thought about racing and maybe you're on the fence or waiting until you get faster, just come out and do it. We need you on the grid. The 350 class awaits. Come see me at the races or at a Volant Vivere track day. I'm happy to offer some coaching and mentorship. Or you can just ride and have some fun. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you in the next one.